In the heart of a bustling marketplace, amidst the vibrant chaos of merchants hawking their wares, Aella stood out like a lone star in the midday sun. Not because of her striking appearance or the power she wielded, but because of the tranquility that emanated from her. In the weeks since her return from the ethereal realm, a profound calm had settled over her. The serenity of the obsidian gauntlet's wisdom, the profound peace of her subterranean journey, all of it still resonated within her. Her understanding of the gauntlet had deepened immeasurably, revealing its true purpose as a harmonizing force rather than a weapon of conflict. And with this newfound perspective, she had returned to the surface world, hoping to guide it toward a similar, lasting tranquility. But the surface, as she knew, was a far more turbulent place. Her journey of introspection was abruptly shattered by the arrival of an old ghost from her past. Boren Stonehand, a name that echoed with memories of a brutal frontier war. He was a mountain of a man, scarred and weathered, a veteran of a dozen campaigns, a conqueror of unruly lands to the east. During that desperate campaign, on a frigid night beneath a dying moon, they, along with a dozen other weary soldiers, had taken a sacred oath, swearing to answer the call of any comrade in need, no matter the cost, to uphold justice as they defined it. Boren had since risen to become a formidable warlord in his own right, ruling a harsh, isolated territory far to the east. Now, Boren stood before her, his face grim, his demands simple. "Aella," he rumbled, his voice echoing with the weight of that forgotten vow. "I invoke the Unbroken Oath. My people are under siege. They threaten our ancestral lands, our very way of life. I need your strength, the strength of the gauntlet to repel them." The conflict Boren spoke of was with the Sunstone clans, a peaceful, nomadic people known for their deep connection to the earth and their vibrant, if unconventional, spiritual practices. Aella knew their history. Boren's ancestors, driven by a thirst for rich mineral veins, had gradually encroached upon the Sunstone clan's sacred lands, dismissing their spiritual claims as mere superstition. This siege was, in truth, a defensive stand by the clans, pushed to their breaking point. Boren's oath, she realized with a cold dread, was unjust. He sought her aid not for defense, but for conquests, cloaked in the guise of defending his people's way of life. Her personal code, forged through the trials of balance and harmony, screamed in protest. Her experience with the her understanding of the interconnectedness of all life abhorred the idea of violence driven by greed. Yet, the old oath, a primal promise whispered in desperation and blood, tugged at her. It was a vow made in a different time, by a different Aella, but a vow nonetheless. Her integrity was being tested not by an enemy's blade, but by a moral quagmire. Lyraeus, sensing her internal struggle, stood quietly beside her. He knew of the Unbroken Oath, a common practice among frontier warriors. He also understood the profound moral shift Aella had undergone. "The true strength of an oath," he murmured, his gaze steady, "lies not just in its utterance, but in the righteousness of its purpose. Some vows, once taken, must be re-evaluated in the light of greater wisdom." Aella faced Boren, the obsidian gauntlet feeling strangely heavy. "Boren," she began, her voice strained, "I remember our oath. But the justice you seek here, it is not true justice. The Sunstone clans are defending their sacred lands, not invading yours." Boren's eyes narrowed. "An oath is an oath, Aella. It is sacred. You turn your back on your past, on the very bonds that made us brothers in arms. Have you forgotten the blood we spilled together?" He invoked their shared history, their brutal past, twisting her empathy into a weapon against her. The moral dilemma was agonizing. To deny Boren was to break a sacred vow, to alienate an old comrade, and perhaps tarnish her reputation among those who valued loyalty above all else. But to aid him was to betray everything she had become. To use the gauntlet, a tool of balance, for an act of pure aggression and injustice. Aella took a deep breath, the gauntlet thrumming with a newfound clarity, resonating with the quiet wisdom of the ether. She looked at Boren, not as a comrade from her past, but as a man clinging to an outdated code of might. Boren, she said, her voice now firm, I have not forgotten our oath, but my understanding of justice has deepened. I will not wield the gauntlet to dispossess a peaceful people. My aid, if I give it, will be to seek a true resolution, one that honors the rights of all. This was Aella's gamble. She would not fight for Boren's unjust cause, but she would not abandon him entirely. She would offer a different kind of strength, a different kind of aid. The strength of mediation, of seeking harmony, even in the face of ingrained prejudice. The integrity of the gauntlet, and her own soul, demanded it. Now, deep in the heart of her gamble, Aella's next words will determine how Boren reacts. Will he accept her offer to mediate between him and the Sunstone clans? Or will he see it as a betrayal of their oath and a challenge to his authority? What new challenges will arise from her decision? Only time will tell.